Game 2 here in Boulder as the Boulder Collegians meet the Gameday Saints. Their second matchup of the night. They already won one against the Colorado Sox, and now they look to play their second game here against the Saints. Welcome back into Scott Carpenter Park, everybody. Ethan Jordan alongside Jake Shapiro on this Saturday evening. This game was originally slated to be played yesterday, but some rain caused it to be delayed until this evening. Collegians, it was a doubleheader slated for yesterday. Collegians won Game 1, 11-5. Now they send Tommy Shriver out here to try and win Game 2. This is the Collegians' final league game of this 2019 season. They still have 8 more games to play, but 6 of them will be in Kansas, and the last 2 here at Scott Carpenter Park against the Sterling Express. Collegians currently a half game up on the Saints in the league standings. I actually make that a full game up on them now as they got that win against the Sox. So the Collegians now 3 or 2.5 out of first place behind the Sox. They are a game and a half, or a game above the Saints, and 1.5 games behind the Fort Collins Foxes. Collegians and the Foxes are the only 2 teams in the league, well, other than the Sox, Foxes, and Collegians, are the only 2 teams in the league that have played most of their league games already. The Saints, Cougars, and Pirates still have a number of league games to get in. The Rough Riders have also played all their league games, but a couple teams with a few more games to sneak in while the Collegians are away in Kansas, so these league standings will not rest after tonight. Shriver just finishing up his warm-up pitches. Young right-hander, local guy, went to Peak Charter School. Was a 3A All-State player his time here in the Centennial State. And he's done with his warm-up pitches. And we are ready for baseball here in Game 2 from Boulder. Saints send Kellen Pete to the dish as their leadoff man.
The shortstop, number 18, Pete.
Pete is the leadoff man as he was last night against Boulder. In fact, the lineup is largely the same for Game Day. The only difference in the field is that Zach Munn will play first base. But really, that's the only difference. Brandon Hall getting the night off. The order of the lineup has shifted a bit, but the same guys in there for the Saints. Shriver's first pitch of the ball game is in for strike 1 against Kellen Pete, and we are underway.
Okay, I'll sit with you for the first out, just to make sure that it's updated.
0-1, breaking ball, popped up. Back behind shortstop, Hollinger going back on it, Amador coming in, and Chris takes charge in shallow left center field for the first
Next
out.
up for the Gameday Saints, the center fielder, number 11, Howard.
That brings up Trevor Howard. Howard, the all-star center fielder for these Saints. First pitch to Howard. This one hit a long ways out to left field, and all Nick Arrivo can do is watch it fly out of here. Trevor Howard goes yard, and the Saints take an early lead here, 1-0 in the top of the first against Tommy Shriver.
Pretty much the worst start you could possibly get for the Collegians.
Yeah, Shriver able to get a quick out number 1, but then on the third pitch of the ball game, Howard brings the Saints into the lead.
Next up for the Saints, the second baseman, number 7, Sackett.
I'll bring up the 3-hole hitting Drew Sackett. Shriver's first pitch to Sackett misses low. Ball 1. Defense looks like this for the Collegians. Some changes after Game 1. The battery is, of course, Tommy Shriver along with Hunter Hudson. As Shriver delivers his 1-0. They say he went around, did Sackett. And the count even at 1. Around the infield, it's Turner Davis at first. Chris Jimenez moves from catcher to second base. Jimmy Hollinger's at shortstop, and Nick Hall plays third. 1-1 offering on the way. Breaking ball in for strike 2. Outfield, Nick Arrivo, Chris Amador, same as game one, but in right field, Connor Kostecka moves from short to right. His first time in the outfield for the Collegians this season. 1-2 swing and a miss. Good comeback for Shriver as he gets Sackett on strikes following the home run, and that's what you want to see out of your young pitcher. Some tenacity on the hill. And here comes the big DH, Reggie Williams.
Yeah, the Collegians have such a wealth of really good middle infielders that they have to place some guys in the outfield from time to time.
Number 13, Williams.
Reggie was the DH in the first game yesterday. And he takes ball one here. In that game, Williams had himself a pretty nice performance. Part of the reason he's moved up in the order to the cleanup spot in this one. Went 2 for 3, a single and a double for him in what was a shortened game due to weather. 1-0, called a strike. Believe they went 6 and maybe a third, if that.
Reggie goes to CSU Pueblo. Really, really good hitter. Has been for a long time. We've seen him in this league for a couple years.
Shriver delivers, breaking ball. Chopper down the first baseline. Shriver there to collect it, and he'll flip to Davis for the third out. So after the home run, 2 straight outs for the man on the hill, Tommy Shriver. Good comeback for him, but it's 1-0 Saints as we head to the bottom half of the first here from Boulder.
Shirts, buy 2 adult shirts for $10, 2 youth shirts for $5, 2 Rocky Mountain Baseball League All-Star shirts, or 2 Collegians Collector beer glasses for only $5. In cash.
Jaden Smith on the hill for game day here in game 2 of 2 from Boulder tonight. His Saints up 1-0 thanks to a first inning home run from Trevor Howard. Chris Jimenez leads things off for the Collegians, playing second base here tonight in game 2 after catching the first one, and appropriately moves into the leadoff spot as he takes ball 1. It's not every day you see the team's home run leader hitting leadoff, but they want a guy who can get on base. Jimenez runs very well for a catcher, so he's got the good combination for the one-hole hitter. 1-0 on the way from Smith. Misses low. 2 balls and no strikes to Jimenez. Collegians order looks like this tonight. Jimenez is followed by Hunter Hudson, Nick Arrivo, Turner Davis, Connor Kostecka, Jimmy Hollinger, Johnny Dowse, Nick Hall, and Chris Amador. The 2-0. And this one lined into left center field. That'll fall for a base hit, perhaps more for Jimenez. He'll make the turn at first base, and he'll head for second. Throw coming in, cut off, throw to second base is not in time as Jimenez sneaks the right leg in there, and he has a leadoff double. So the Long Beach State products aboard here for Hunter Hudson. Hudson taking over the catching duties in Game 2. He DH'd in the first one.
The catcher, Hunter Hudson.
Hudson swinging it from the right side against the lefty Smith. Smith's first pitch to Hudson. Lined into left field. That's a base knock. It was hit pretty hard, so they'll hold Jimenez at third. Throw coming in from Jason Hall. Hudson hit it almost too hard for his own good as it prevents the RBI, but there's 2 men aboard here for the 3-hole hitter, Nick Arrivo.
Hunter's having a really good day at the plate. Had a very solid first game. Had a couple of base knocks.
74 degrees the temperature here in Boulder as we begin Game 2. Humidity's up around 50%. It didn't bother Kelby Richardson any in Game 1 as he went 2 for 3 with a couple of bombs.
The only thing that's cool here are the beers.
First pitch to Arrivo is in the dirt. On the year for Jaden Smith, this is his 5th start, his 9th appearance overall.
Jaden Smith?
That's right, just like the actor.
And singer.
Star of, what is it, After Earth? Is that the name of that movie?
Not sure. What I will tell you is him and his sister have a banger of a song, him and Willow. PCH, one of my favorites. Of course, Jaden and Willow Smith are the sons and daughters of Will Smith.
Who stars in After Earth with Jaden Smith.
Oh, I would have known him from in West Philadelphia, born and raised. In the playground, spent most of my days.
As soon as you saw Smith, you just wanted an excuse to get the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song on our broadcast. Pop up to shallow left, coming in as Hall. He'll make the catch on a dead run. And that's the first out.
Really nice read there by Jimenez. Really wasn't going to have a chance to tag up, so he took a couple steps off in case the ball dropped.
The ball was going to be caught about 10 feet or so from the infield, if at all. So, as you said, good job by Chris. Kicks Farrell's on to run, by the way, for Hunter Hudson. He's up to second base. Farrell played in Game 1, doing the running duties here as Hollinger gets the start. First pitch to Turner Davis, and Turner pops it up down the right side towards the Game Day dugout, and it's out of play.
Ooh, it almost hit somebody in the head.
That nearly caught the coach of Game Day, one of the assistant coaches, in the noggin.
Kepi.
That's right. It's Yiddish. I remember.
Thank you.
I now know 2 Yiddish words thanks to Jake Shapiro.
I know many more. It's just those are the 2 that come up most.
0-1 pitch is low to Davis. Turner getting the start again at first base as in Game 1. Back in the cleanup slot. Smith ponders his pitch for a moment, now brings home the 1-1. Ground ball down the right field line. It's Munn with the grab. It'll score a run as Munn tags the bag to get Davis. And this game all knotted up at 1 as Davis drives in the run with the ground out RBI.
Yeah, tie the game up at 1 apiece. And again, the Collegians and Saints are playing here for third place, more or less. The Collegians have had 7 more games than the Saints going into this weekend. So the Collegians could use a win, though they are ahead of the Saints in the standings, could use a win really badly here to help solidify them as the third place team as they go into the RMBL tournament in about 2 weeks.
Collegians are 13-10 in the league. The Saints 8-7. So the Collegians are a game up after their win earlier today against the Colorado Sox. Looking to make it 2. Next pitch. Line to Connor Kostecka, or from Connor Kostecka into left center field. That'll be another RBI as Kostecka makes the turn at first base. He'll head to second, where he has an easy stand-up RBI double.
Hunter Hudson just had to stroll home Well, it was Kix Farrell running for Hunter Hudson, but all he had to do was stroll home there to give the Collegians a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the first.
How hot has Connor Kostecka been today? He was 4 for 4 in game 1 and starts this game off with a double.
Johnny Douse.
Jimmy Hollinger, the shortstop, will try and add on here for the Collegians with 2 away. They've taken the lead 2-1. Kostecka will take third base on the pitch in the dirt.
Go ahead.
Probably had it stolen anyway, but that one bouncing to the plate ensured that he swiped third. 1-0 on Hollinger. Jimmy actually played right field to end the game against the Sox, but back in his usual spot at shortstop here. More comfortable on the infield. 1-0. Misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Smith trying to hold the deficit at just 1. The 2-0 in for a strike. Found the outside part of the plate. Hollinger no thought of swinging at a pitch like that on 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-1 is low. Another breaking ball that time. This one missing in around Hollinger's toes. Sun continues to set here in Boulder. The lights are on. The sky turning shades of violet. And here's the 3-1. Hollinger right back to the screen with that pitch, and the count runs full. So big 3-2 coming here for Jason Smith. 1-run deficit looks a lot better than 2. That's what he's trying to hold it at right here. Payoff pitch on the way from the lefty, and it's high for ball 4. So Hollinger draws the first walk of the day for the Collegians. And the runners are on the corners for Johnny Douse. Douse the DH in this one.
Collegians scored 5 in the first inning of the first game of this doubleheader, trying to equal that little rally that they had.
First pitch to Douse. Hollinger takes off. Coming home is Kostecka. Throw gets cut off by the shortstop and back to the screen as Connor Kostecka scores. Hollinger up to third. And once again, that double steal first and third for the Collegians works out for him. So many times either they don't get the tag on right at second and the guy scores, or the throw is errant as it was there. And I think that play has about a 90% success rate for the Collegians this season.
Connor had a big, big smile on his face because he knew he was gunned out at the plate, but the catcher wasn't able to haul in that ball, so Connor strode across the plate with a smile on his face, reaching home like every baseball player dreams of.
This one fouled away by Douse. Johnny last played against the Rough Riders, started one of those games at catcher. One. That one's up around his eyes. Douse is at a Brophy Prep down in my neck of the woods, Phoenix, Arizona, Central Phoenix. Going to play his college ball at University of San Diego come this fall. He takes ball 3. Johnny hasn't had a lot of the playing time, but in the chances he's got, he's been successful. A .320 hitter with 1 home run and 25 at-bats. 2-1 pitch to him here is taken inside. Pardon me, the scoreboard a bit behind. That's ball 4. So Douse draws the second free pass in a row issued by Smith, and that will prompt a visit from the dugout. So as coach strolls out for the conversation, the infield will join him on the mound. Nick Hall will dig into the right-hand batter's box. All on the season, a .265 hitter. Has 1 home run, 8 RBIs. We'll have runners at the corners, Douse at first, Hollinger at third. The meeting concluded on the mound. And now Jaden Smith will get set to face off against Nick Hall. Hall, a native of Omaha, Nebraska. His parents drove into town for the 4th of July weekend to watch him play. So they're here. I believe they're still here. As there's a pickoff move to first. Douse back without a dive. Hall will readjust his batting gloves. Getting set for his first pitch still here from Jaden Smith. First offering to Hall, and Nick swings through a fastball. Healthy hack at that one, but couldn't catch up to it.
Yeah, the hack was healthy, but your voice didn't sound healthy.
No, I've been finding a cold of late, and you'll know that if you listened to the broadcast yesterday. Voice a little better today.
I didn't, but
that's probably for the best, as that swung on and missed. I had my medicine ball, which I told was a good remedy for a voice from Starbucks. Unfortunately to say, it didn't do much, but I don't think it was the fault of the drink. My voice was done for. 0-2 on Hall. Here's the pitch. It's high. Douse will take off for second. They'll try and get him at home, and they have Jimmy Hollinger by a country mile. So the Saints have figured out that little trick play from the Collegians. This time they're successful in squashing it out. But the Collegians take a 3-1 lead. They lead it as we head to the top of the second here from Scott Carpenter Park in Boulder. (3-1) Boulder, top of the second inning. Scott Carpenter Park. Game Day Saints coming to town, making up the rained-out game from yesterday. Ethan Jordan and Jake Shapiro alongside you for it. Henry Ryan will lead off the top of the second against Tommy Shriver. Shriver delivers the first pitch, a breaking ball in for a strike. Oh, 1. Fastball is high. 1-1 to the third baseman. Saints wearing their navy blue uniforms. A little different look than they had yesterday. Light blue embroiderments. Some white mixed in there as well. Collegians back in those baby blues with the white and red numerals. 2-1 here to Henry Ryan. Shriver's first start of the season came against these Game Day Saints down in Parker. Swing and a miss from Ryan, a nasty breaking ball. It's 2-2, but Shriver was the starting pitcher and the winner of the Collegians' first win of the season down at Game Day back in June the 2nd. Worked 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, and helped the Collegians win their first ball game. This one down the right field line, that's a fair ball. Ryan will have at least 2. Kostecka chasing it into the corner. Throw comes in quickly. Nice throw from Kostecka all the way out there in deep right. Holds Ryan at second with a double. for this start for Shriver. It's his third of the year. His fifth appearance. All told a 6.58 ERA. I went up a little bit with that one run given up in the first. Saints threatening with another here. Runner at second, no one away. Catcher Bailey Seeger to the dish. And Seeger flies one foul and out of play. Bailey had himself a nice day at the plate yesterday as well. 1 for 2 with a walk and a double. Shriver's 0-1 is a breaking ball that misses the zone. Shriver will step off, just more of a reset than actually looking Ryan back to second base. Tommy's last start came against the Colorado Sox last weekend. And he couldn't make it out of the first inning. It was a real tough one for him as there were some errors behind him. Pickoff moved to second base. Back with a slide is Ryan. But in that game, Shriver started on the hill. He didn't have his best stuff that day, but was trying to grind through it. A couple of errors on the infield allowed more runners to reach, and all things being told, he had to be pulled from the ballgame. Caleb Martinez came in for him with no one away in the first inning and worked a magnificent 5 innings for the Collegians in that effort, although they ultimately fell to the Sox in that game. Pop up here on the infield. Hollinger, the shortstop, will settle under it. He grabs it for the first out, so good scenario there for Tommy Shriver. Pop out holds that runner at second base, and now one away.
Number 33, Bailey.
Collegians finally got that first win against the Sox earlier tonight. Sox still in first place in this RMBL. Half game ahead of Fort Collins. Luke Bailey in at the dish. And the right fielder takes one inside for ball 1. Back pick to second base. Pitch was called a strike. They won't get Ryan at second. The throw skipped in, knocked down by Jimenez. So the count even here to Luke Bailey. Jimenez a little closer to the second base bag, looking for the pickoff with the right-handed batter up. One from Shriver. Missed low with it. 2 balls and a strike. Overall in the season, the Collegians are 2-1 against the Saints. And it's a 2-1 count here to Bailey. Shriver's next offering is fouled out of play. Shriver looking for the strikeout here with a runner at second and a 2-2 count. Into his motion, here's the 2-2. Called strike 3. Got him with a fastball on the inside corner. Bailey could not pull the trigger, and he sat down on strikes, and there are 2 away.
Big time by Tommy Shriver to buckle down there.
Now batting number.
That was his 23rd pitch of the ball game. Another quick out here would help minimize that pitch count a bit. Jason Hall, the left fielder, will try and drive in that run from second base. Driver starts him out with ball 1. Similar location to where he struck Bailey out on, but a little bit too low this time. The strikeout number 2 on the day for Shriver. Strikeouts have not been too hard to come by for Tommy. He's got 12 of them in his 13 2/3 innings pitched. Evens this one up on Jason Hall to 1-1. One liner towards right field. That'll drop in, and it will be a run. Kostecka coming up throwing, but no chance to get the runner Ryan at the plate as he crosses it easily. And the lead cut to just 1 now for Boulder, 3-2.
Now batting number 10, Munn.
Bring up the bottom of the order, and Zach Munn with 2 away. So Shriver does good work to get the 2 guys after the double, but ultimately Hall comes and gets him and gets the run. So we'll try and work out of the inning here against Zach Munn. Saw Munn, I believe, as a pinch hitter yesterday. Getting the start tonight. First pitch to the first baseman is high for ball 1. Rockies are underway in Arizona. Daniel Murphy went yard, so it's 1-0 Colorado. I'm very jealous. They're student tickets for $6 in the lower level at Chase Field tonight, but I'm 800 miles away. 1-1 to Munn off the fastball from Shriver. Next offering is sprayed down the right field line. That is a foul ball. And it appears that Hall didn't get the message in time, so he's going to have to go all the way back from third base. So getting a little bit of a sprint in there. The cardio for the day for Jason Hall. It's 1-2 on Munn. Shriver has allowed a run in each of his first 2 innings. Looking to keep it just 1 here in the second. 1-2 on Munn. Legion's up 3-2. Shriver delivers. Breaking ball missed outside. Munn left it alone. It's 2-2. Next pitch is low, and the count runs full.
So with the tying run on first base and a 3-2 count, runner will have the chance to score on anything in the gap. He'll be taking off with the pitch.
Shriver will look to get the batter here. Count filled up. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off, and it's fouled away. A little more extra running for Jason Hall. Back to first base he goes. On an extended at-bat here. Zach really battling in the bottom of the order. Trying to keep this second inning going for the Saints. 3-2 again from Tommy Shriver. And ball 4, missed a fastball low and outside. So 2 aboard now. Kellen Pete, the leadoff man, back to the dish for his second go-around. He flew out in the first. Collegians leave for Kansas here, I want to say, either tomorrow or Monday. They've got 6 games out on the plains. First pitch is outside. Hudson back pick to first. Davis wasn't playing on the bag with the runner ahead of Zach Munn, so he'll just grab it and throw it right back. A 1-0 from Shriver. Fouled right back to the screen. Tommy has had to work for the outs he's gotten so far, but still has his team in the lead 3-2. Gonna have to work even a little bit harder to keep it that way. First and second, 2 away. One to Pete. Fastball's roped foul. Pete just trying to shorten up, put the ball in play, driving this runner from second base. One, 2 from Tommy. Runners take off. This one's fouled away. And Jason Hall's got to be, you got to be kidding me, man. He has to go right back to second base. He's taken off 3 times, all 3 times on foul balls. Count remains at 1-2 on Kellen Pete. Shriver settles in and rocks into his motion. 1-2. Missed low. So Shriver once again works ahead of a batter. Now evens up the count. Trying to avoid what he did with Zach Munn, which he walked him on a full count. Going to try and go get Kellen Pete here on 2-2. Shriver delivers. Runners take off. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Tommy Shriver works out of some 2-out danger here in the second inning and holds the lead for the Collegians. 3-2 Boulder. Bottom of the second on the way.
It's trivia time here at Scott Bar. What you need to do is follow the Boulder Collegians at Boulder on Twitter. Tweet us the correct answer to this question, and you will win a glass of Ready? Who was the female double-A pitcher who once struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in succession in 1931? She later played for House of Davis and Tanner Farms. Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, back-to-back strikeouts for this lady. Who was it? Tweet us the answer.
Nick Hall with a second chance at the plate as he was on board when Jimmy Hollinger got thrown out trying to come home on a Johnny Dow steal of second base. And it's 0-1 on Hall. Good news for Hall as he was down 0-2. So we'll get a little boost against Jaden Smith. Smith's 0-1 offering is outside. 1-1 is inside to Hall. Smith was roughed up a little bit in the first inning. Pair of doubles from Connor Kostecki and Chris Jimenez, the highlights of that first inning against him. Gave up 3 runs, but his team's within 1, so trying to hold the deficit at just 1. 1-1, fly ball, right field. In comes Bailey, but out from second base goes Sackett, and he makes the grab in shallow right field. I mean, Sackett went a long way from second base out behind him to make that play. Bailey says, hey, what gives? This is my territory.
Batting number 1, Almador.
So it's about the longest pop out to second base of Nick Hall's life. And that brings up Chris Amador.
No. It makes you short.
And Chris will take strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. Amador.
We had a pretty good trivia question here in Boulder, Colorado today.
Do tell.
Yeah.
0-1. Pop up a little shallower out there to right field. This time it'll be Munn who takes charge and makes the grab. 2 away here in the Collegians' second.
Our in-house trivia question was, who was the female pitcher who once struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in succession? She was a Double-A pitcher in Chattanooga, playing against the Yankees, who were playing an exhibition game in Chattanooga. They were barnstorming at the time. The next day, Kennesaw Mountain Landis, the first commissioner of Major League Baseball, banned women from the sport.
That's a very Mountain Landis move.
Yes.
As Jimenez takes a strike.
You realize this is the 100th year anniversary of the Black Sox.
Well, I guess I didn't really put that 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. 0-1 to Jimenez. Ground ball down the third base line. Diving attempt by Ryan. He can't get it. It sprays away from him behind the Collegians dugout around the tarp. And Jimenez will take second base. Chris likely would have had second whether Ryan had gotten to it or not, as it was right down that third base line. But Ryan knocking it away ensured that Jimenez got his double.
Now batting number 11, Hudson.
Shout out to Jimmy Hollinger for knowing the answer, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's apparently tweeting from the dugout because he tweeted at the Collegians. So I'm going to go get him a glass.
Bring him a Collegians glass?
I'm going to get him a glass, too. I'll be right back. That'd be funny.
There was no fine print saying that players or associates of the Collegians could not enter the contest. So I guess Jimmy Hollinger is good to go. 1-0 here to Hunter Hudson. He takes ball 1. Hollinger due up in a couple of batters here. Collegians will need to get a couple guys aboard if we want to see him in the inning. But they're well on their way to doing that as Chris Jimenez has his second double of the night. His second leadoff double. Well, not his second leadoff double, but his second time aboard at second base with no one on. As Hudson looks to drive him in. Smith an extended look in for his sign. Here's his 1-0, and, well, hold on a moment. He'll check back Chris Jimenez at second. And Jimenez wasn't going anywhere, and he's back to the bag. One-0. Swing and a miss. A healthy hack from Hudson. He comes up well empty, goes down to a knee, in fact. And it's 1-1. There goes Jake Shapiro with the glasses, those Collegians glass mugs. That was the prize for winning our trivia contest here in Boulder. Looks like Jimmy Hollinger is going to get one. That one misses outside. 2 balls and a strike to Hudson. Two ones right back to the screen, and count all even on Hunter Hudson. That's a big run out there at second base for the Boulder. And trying to get Jimenez home. Chris ought to score on a single. He'll take off with contact. 2-2. Fly ball foul. So 2-2 on Hudson. Couple of foul balls for Hunter. Going to put one in play here and try and drive in that run. Smith delivers, and Hudson grounds it foul again. Two pitch. Fly ball to deep center field. Howard will retreat to just in front of the warning track and haul it in. And that will end the inning. So the Collegians unable to score here against Jaden Smith in the bottom of the second. It's 3-2. Collegians with the lead. Top of 3 coming up.
Trivia question was, who was the female pitcher who struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in succession? Who was it? It was way back in 1931. Some of you may remember. No one? No? Okay. Well, we got 3 answers on Twitter. That's where you answered it. We actually have a stipulation for that answer because the winner is Jimmy Hollinger, who plays for the Collegians. We didn't say you can't win, so that seems unfair. So Jimmy, come up here and grab your glass. But the real winners are Mandy and Luna. We've got 2 different winners besides Jimmy. So Mandy and Luna, come up to the booth and we'll give you a nice photo. Thanks for following us on Twitter.
Top of 3, 3-2, the Collegians lead the Gameday Saints here in their final league game of this 2019 season. Saints will send up Trevor Howard, Drew Sackett, and Reggie Williams in the inning. And the first man to go, Howard, takes a strike from Tommy Shriver. Jackson Hewlett was actually out on the field. The Collegians are short some position players here tonight, so he was actually out before Hudson came out, warming up the pitcher. So Hewlett does it all for the Collegians. High fly ball out to left. This one is back. Arrivo watches it fly. And Trevor Howard is now 2 for 2 with 2 home runs. Pair of solo shots for the center fielder. And he's tied this ball game up at 3. Have a night, Trevor Howard. He's already having one, and it's only the 3rd inning.
Second baseman, Sackett.
Drew Sackett. Strikeout victim in the first. Shriver looking to try and strike him out again after a Trevor Howard home run. But Jackson Hewlett, he had the shin guards on and everything, warming up the pitcher. The 1-0 misses inside. He had an at-bat against the Rough Riders the other day. The deal was, because he pitched so well in Fort Collins, that if the Collegians were ever up by the 10-run rule mark, that he would get a turn at bat, and he did. He struck out. Granted, he worked a 3-2 count, so give him some love. So there's a strike to Sackett. And he struck out in spectacular fashion, spinning around and everything in the box. But he had a wonderful start against the Sox, leading the Collegians to a win. Jackson really didn't have his sharpest stuff, but he grinded through in game one. Collegians offense had his back. Collegians finally defeated the Sox earlier tonight, looking for a win now against the Saints. 3-3 ball game. 2-2 pitch on the way from Shriver, and that's called a strike. And our scoreboard a bit off. Pardon me, that is 2-2 now. Shriver swing and a miss. He struck him out. So for the second time tonight, following a Trevor Howard home run, Tommy Shriver has a strikeout.
Now batting, the DH, Reggie Williams.
Reggie Williams, left-handed hitting DH. Ground ball to the pitcher in the first. Shriver into his motion. First pitch to Williams, sprayed down the third base line, fair ball. Hall was all the way off the line, would never have had a chance at that one, and Williams will have himself a double. Quite a throw there from Nick Arrivo. Holy cow, he really let the gun off there, but
He let it Arrivo go.
but no chance to get Williams, as that was a clean double.
Now batting, the third baseman, Henry Ryan.
Henry Ryan, who had a double in the second, up to the plate. Driver, already one run allowed here in the inning. Trying to keep it at just that with one away. Shriver taking his time before his first pitch to Ryan. Ready comes set and brings it home. Misses inside. So both Collegians pitchers tonight have had to labor through their work, but both have given their team a chance to win. Tie ball game here in Boulder in the third. Next offering to Ryan. That one finds the black on that inside part of the plate, and it's 1-1.
Different ways to get those runs. Collegians with the Collegians with 3 in the first. Meanwhile, the Saints with 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 1 in the third.
Shriver trying to keep it at just 1 here in this third inning. That one dives out of the zone for ball 3. So he's way behind Ryan. We'll see if he even tries to go after him here with first base open and Bailey Seeger on deck. The pitch count not exorbitant for Shriver, but a little bit up there. He's throwing 38 pitches. Pitch 39 is grounded to short. Hollinger to his left. Couple steps towards first. Throws him out. Nice stretch by Davis. And the second out recorded for Tommy Shriver. Up to third base goes Reggie Williams.
Seeger.
But Shriver is 1 out away from working out of this third inning.
Yeah, this would be a big out here. Keep the game tied at 3.
Seeger popped out in the second inning. Shriver with a full extension over the head, comes set around the belt. Here's his pitch. This one lined into left field, and the Saints have taken the lead here in Boulder for the second time tonight.
Yeah, that was pretty much a nightmare there. Like exactly what you didn't want, a 2-out hit.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 33, Bailey.
Luke Bailey. Back-to-back Baileys in the lineup again for the Saints. They did the same thing last night.
Back-to-back Baileys? What?
Bailey Seeger and Luke Bailey.
Oh, first name Bailey, last name Bailey.
That's right.
They could get married and they could be Bailey.
That's right.
Yeah, it's great.
I've always wondered about that. Like, you know, you meet the girl of your dreams or the guy of your dreams, and they have the same last name as your first name. What do you do? Swing and a miss.
I know a couple. The girl is named Danny, D-A-N-I, and the guy's name is Danny, D-A-N-N-Y.
But, like, if it's
That's
the last
weird.
name.
I know what you're saying, but still, even that's weird.
Yeah, Danny and Danny.
Danny.
That was kind of fun, though. 0-1 is just outside. Do you go with the hyphenated last name in that situation then? I feel like that's what you got to do.
I think you have to, or you keep your first name, because you can't be a person named Bailey. Well, Bull. It was Bull.
True. Nuggets draft pick from this year. 1-1. Breaking ball. Popped way up there. Major league pop-up as Seager throws the bat to the ground. Or, excuse me, Bailey throws the bat to the ground, and Jimenez makes the grab. So 2 runs allowed in the inning for Tommy Shriver. And the Saints take the lead. They're up 4-3. Collegians back to the bat when we come back. 4-3. Saints. Was it him? Was it his dad? Are you sure it wasn't his dad, Jake?
Leading off for the Collegians, the left fielder, number 14, Nick Arrivo.
Someone must have taken his phone or something. I don't know. Here, look. Nick Arrivo on to lead off the bottom of the third. 4-3. Saints taking the lead in the top half of the inning. And Arrivo takes a strike from Jaden Smith. Wait, let me see the tweet. 0-1 on Arrivo. That one in for a strike.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
The 0-2 fouled away. So Arrivo stays alive here with 2 strikes.
I think it's important to get the leadoff man on here.
Whenever you're trying to answer back after another team either has a big inning or takes the lead, getting the leadoff guy on is the right step towards doing so. Brings the momentum a little bit back towards your favor. 0-2. And Arrivo watches it low for ball 1.
At least have a good at bat, get the pitcher out of rhythm. He hadn't had any traffic in the last inning, and you know, you don't want to keep letting him put up zeros on the board.
Smith was able to work a scoreless second after giving up 3 in the first, and Arrivo is gone on strikes, way out ahead of a breaking ball. And here comes Turner Davis.
For your Boulder Collegians, the first baseman, number 25, Turner Davis.
Davis had a ground out and an RBI in the first. Trying to get something started here in the third. And Turner takes ball 1 inside. he works ahead of Smith. (1-0). And Smith misses outside now to Davis. So he's throwing him one away, one inside. Good news for Smith as he's kind of set himself up for anything here on 2-0. Is way high and way outside. So Davis way ahead. 3-0 to the big first baseman.
I just need you to do the music for me in between innings. I can do the walk-ups.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. And that one finds the zone. Davis never going to swing at that one on 3-0 as it was high and outside. Not in the area he was looking for it.
He's just such a good batter. I mean, in Major League Baseball, you'd call it a professional hitter. At this level, he's just a really good hitter. He's got a great approach.
3-1, and he fouls it away. For a guy with so much power, he really works inside out. His best location is hitting it towards right field. And he says the reason he hits it that way is out of necessity. When he was growing up, he was always one of the better hitters on the team and always one of the bigger guys on the team. So guys would work him outside. So he said, I learned to poke the ball the other way. Never got inside pitches. 3-2 to him here. Gets one inside, but swings and misses at it. And it's a pair of strikeouts in the inning for Smith.
Now batting for your Collegians, the right fielder. Number 2.
Up comes Connor Kostecka.
Kostecka!
Kostecka was 4 for 4 in game 1. Had a double here already in game 2, so he's 5 for 5 tonight. We're going to keep it rolling here. The most impressive part of that is Connor's had 3 of his 5 at-bats against tough left-handed pitchers. Hasn't bothered him any. And the first pitch to Kostecka is outside for ball 1. Connor's been hot of late for the Collegians. Seems to really like the end of seasons. He was real hot out for Boulder College in California at the end of their regular season. Earned himself a Pac West All-Second team. Went something like 12 for 22 or something to end the season. Just red hot. He's been the same way for Boulder.
You're really hot at the plate when it's a good shooting percentage in basketball.
Yeah, that's right, as the 2-0 misses high. Around that 40%, 50%, 400, 500 average. (3-0) to Kostecka. And we'll take a strike here. Good pitch on 3-0 from Smith. Speaking of basketball, just craziness going on in the NBA last night with Kawhi Leonard being signed by the LA Clippers. They also traded just about every pick they ever owned. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari to the OKC Thunder for Paul George. This one's fouled away, so the West just got a lot harder for the hometown Denver Nuggets, but the league a lot more balanced. It's going to be a fun year in the NBA.
Man, I thought that was actually good for the Nuggets last night because the Lakers aren't going to be a powerhouse. The Lakers are going to be really good, but not a powerhouse. I thought that was actually a good thing for the Nuggets. Of course, people forgot that Paul George was an MVP candidate last year, too, so they got 2 MVP candidates on that team.
And that's the bad news for the Nuggets is there's another big powerhouse in the West. The 3-2, swing and a miss from Kostecka. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Striking out the side is Jaden Smith. He has settled in nicely on the hill. 4-3, the Saints lead it. Top of the 4th, coming up from Boulder.
It's dark now, just ain't enough for me. All the stuff that we said has been wasted. So many times, my trust I've been tainted. Lied up excuses, it's all getting gated. Leaves me with a bad taste in my mouth. What are you waiting for? Get up and get it done. What are you waiting for? The journey's just begun. What are you waiting for? Get up and get it done. All the stuff that we done has been wasted. So many times, my trust has been tainted.
Pitching change for the Collegians here as we get ready for the fourth inning. John Kea has come on to relieve Tommy Shriver. So Shriver goes 3 innings, gives up 4 runs. Kea starts out the first hitter he sees. That's Jason Hall with ball 1.
The Say J Kid, they like to call him.
He's 1 for 1 today. And Kea's got him in a hitter's count, 2-0. Kea has struggled with the walks this season, down 2-0. Here's his pitch. Swing and a miss. Kea all told this year, 12 2/3 innings pitched, most of them out of the bullpen. A 7.82 ERA. Swing and a miss there. Kea's got that good fastball on the outside corner going. It's 2-2. His 9th appearance on the season for John. They did have him start a game back in the middle of June against the Slammers. He just wasn't comfortable in that role. Part of the reason that ERA is as high as it is. But his last 2 appearances have been very good. Since that start, he's been gone 3 2/3 scoreless innings. 3-2 swing and a miss. He strikes out Jason Hall to begin the 4th inning.
Yeah, well done there by John Kea, Ethan.
So the Hawaiian ready to face Zach Munn. Munn drew a walk in the 2nd after an extended at-bat against Tommy Shriver. And out of the 9-hole, that's really good to see. You want to see a guy work a really long at-bat if he can't get on base, which he did anyway. But to work a long at-bat, make the pitcher work some. That's all you can ask for. First pitch, Kea to Munn. Rushes the bottom of the zone for a strike. So John switching things up and working ahead of Munn here. Mostly gone fastball thus far in his appearance. The 0-1. There's a breaking ball. And called a strike. Good work by the umpire there. Oftentimes when you see the catcher drop a called strike, the umpire will call it a ball. But it doesn't matter if the catcher catches it or not. It's still a strike if it crosses home plate. In the strike zone, of course. 0-2 here on Zach Munn. John Kea looking to keep a lead just at 1 for the Saints. Legion's bats have fallen silent of late. Swing and a miss. They'll have to throw down to first. Hudson takes care of the housekeeping. And there's the 2nd out. So John Kea, a strong start to the 4th.
Now batting is shortstop.
Trying to match the man on the other side of things in Jaden Smith, who's been excellent these last 2 innings. Top of the order in Kellen Pete. Pete's flown out and struck out. Big strikeout against Pete in the second for Tommy Shriver. First pitch to him from Kea is a breaking ball. Nearly ran up and got him. But he turned the shoulder, and it's 1-0. Kea rocks into his motion. 1-0 is flown down the right field line. This one is drifting into the bullpen and out of play. So Kea evens the count. Things still here in the Boulder night. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew a fastball right by him.
Yo, Chris.
Chris, how fast? 91.
Kea bringing that pitch in at 91. He's got him down 1-2. John taking his time here. Has his sign. Comes set. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Just missing high with a fastball. Good location on 1-2. But it evens the count. Here's John Kea's 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Buenos dias, buenos tardes, buenos noches. John Kea strikes out the side. And bottom of the fourth, coming your way here from Boulder, 4-3 Saints.
Now batting for the Collegians, the shortstop, number 10, Jimmy Hollinger.
4-3 Saints. Back-to-back. Sides retired on strikeouts. The man on the hill, Jaden Smith, did it in the third. John Kea doing it here in the top of the fourth for the Collegians. Jimmy Hollinger takes ball one outside. Hollinger, Dowson Hall in the inning for the Boulder squad. Can't call them the boys in blue anymore because the Saints also wearing blue. The Navy variety. The 1-0 is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 from Smith. Throwing across his body, misses inside. So Hollinger ahead 3-0. Got to imagine he'll be taking here. And he is, in fact, taking. He takes ball 4. Jimmy reaches. Good start to the inning for the Collegians. They've got their leadoff man aboard and a guy who can run a bit in Hollinger. And here's Johnny Dowse. John drew a walk in the first, stole second base, but on the play, Jimmy Hollinger, the man at first, was thrown out at home plate, so never got any further than second. The first pitch to the kid misses high for ball one. Move to first base. Hollinger not all that far off the bag. He's back with a dive. Jimmy looking to pick his spot to try and swipe second. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him take off at some point during this at-bat, as he is the tying run. Not going here. The 1-0 misses way high and outside on a breaking ball. And it's 6 straight balls to start the inning here for Smith. Bullpen is at work for game day. Looks like it's Nathan Schrader warming up. Collegians have not seen Schrader this season. Righty getting loose out there in the right field bullpen. 2-0 is way inside, gets away from the catcher, and Hollinger's going to have second base. So forget the stolen base. Pass ball will work wonders for moving Hollinger up. And Johnny Dowse in an RBI spot, chance to tie this ball game. Don't imagine he'll be swinging at this pitch. It's been all balls this inning from Smith.
Collegians haven't scored since that 3-run first.
Smith 3-0 and called a strike. Bit of a late call, but it was in there. And Dowse will have to come back to home plate.
I don't know. I thought Johnny was on his spot right there in terms of what he saw.
Those borderline pitches with a guy who started the inning with 7 balls. I don't know about calling that one a strike, but that's what it is. And it's 3-1 to Dowse. And we'll hold on a moment as Smith looks Hollinger back to second base.
As you douse the side of the press box wall with some sneezes.
Colds are rough, man. Especially summer ones.
So was that dog.
3-1. That's what that dog says.
True. I had strep 3 times one summer a couple years ago.
Oof. Do you still have your tonsils?
No, yeah, I do. I do.
Got strep a bunch as a kid. Never got my tonsils out, though. Maybe that's why. Full count pitch and another look back to second.
Yeah, I don't even know if these are actual pickoff moves or just the pitcher didn't like what he was going to throw, so he just picked off and regripped the baseball.
He's thrown 2 straight strikes. His payoff pitch is way out of the zone, though, and Johnny Dowse draws his second walk of the evening. So 2 aboard for Nick Hall. Hall has been at the plate twice, only one official at-bat in which he popped out. And this might be the end of the road for Jaden Smith. And indeed it will be as coach takes the ball from him. Mike Coons out there to relieve his pitcher. And a new man onto the hill. We'll get you acquainted with the new pitcher when we come back. 4th inning, 4-3 Saints on the Collegians Broadcast Network.
Yeah. Now pitching for the Gameday Saints, number 19, Schrader.
Nathan Schrader, the man out of the pen, to relieve Jaden Smith here in the fourth inning. Collegians have something brewing. First and second, no one away. Nick Hall is the batter. Hall pop out in the second. Has a chance to even this game up for the Collegians. For a guy who hasn't had a lot of plate appearances for Boulder, he's had his fair share of big hits for the Collegians. Had a big double a few weeks ago. Helped the Collegians beat the Denver Cougars. Bunt in front of the plate. It'll get the job done. And then some as Nick Hall reaches base. No throw from the catcher, Seeger, as he just held on to it. And the first baseman had come charging in Munn, and there was no one covering the bag. So the bases are loaded here for Chris Amador. Amador's had a tough one at the plate today. 0 for 4. 0 for 1 in this particular ball game. Pop out to first base. Infield, at least the corners are in with no one away. And Chris takes strike one. So it appears as though they'll sacrifice the run for a double play up the middle. But Ryan and Munn will come home. Amador looking to find the outfield here on this pitch. 0-1 to Chris. Bases loaded, no one away. And Amador takes ball one well high. We'll see if Schrader can find the zone any better than Smith could. Smith looked like he was getting back to a good thing on the mound as he gave up 3 in the first, but then scoreless in the second and third. In fact, struck out the side in the heart of the order in the third inning. But the Collegians got him in trouble in this inning, and he is done. 1-1 pitch. It's outside. 2 balls and a strike. And this is real tough for Schrader. He didn't really come in with the bases loaded and nobody out, but it might as well have, as the first pitch he threw to Hall was a bunt single that loaded the bases. So essentially the toughest spot you can be in for a reliever. 2-1 to Amador. And it finds the zone, filling the count, or filling the count up to 2-2. Not quite a full count to Chris. Hollinger at third. At second base is Johnny Douse, Hall at first. Best speed on the base paths, unfortunately for the Collegians, is the third guy at third in Hollinger. Two to Amador. Schrader delivers. And Chris fouls it away. Amador will be followed by Chris Jimenez. Jimenez is 2 for 2 in this one with 2 doubles. They're just trying to get him to the bat. But for now, Amador going to get on himself. 2-2 against Schrader.
Loving this battle, big turning point in the game right here. This is what baseball's all about.
Amador choking up slightly on the bat. Nathan Schrader ready from the right side of the rubber. Here's the 2-2. Ball 3. Seeger tried to frame it. Not the pitch you want to frame, as that one was well low. And it is a full count here to Chris Amador. High drama in Boulder. 4-3 our score. Bases full of Collegians. And a full count to Chris Amador. Schrader on 3-2. Ball 4, and this game is tied. So Chris Amador records the RBI, and a well-deserved one, as he worked a great at-bat against Schrader to drive in the run on a walk.
Number 5, the second baseman, Chris.
So the Collegians well in business, as they've got the score evened up at 4, and they've got perhaps their best hitter on their team at the plate with the bases loaded and still no one away. Oh, by the way, he's hit 2 doubles already in this one. His first time facing Schrader. First pitch to Chris Jimenez, a breaking ball in for a strike. And Schrader says, where was that pitch last at bat? The 0-1. Amador, or Flowing into center from Jimenez. Back at the wall. This one is off the wall. Off of the ivy out there in right center. Johnny Douse will score. They're waving Hall around from third. Throw coming to the plate is not in time. And it is a 2-run, what ends up being a single for Chris Jimenez, even though he hit it off the wall. And the Collegians take a 6-4 lead.
Big hit, Chris Jimenez. He does it time and time again. Only got to first because the guys in front of him had to wait it out. But a big, big hit.
So he comes through again. He's 3 for 3 in this game.
The catcher.
And he's giving his team the lead.
Hudson.
Oh, by the way, there's still no one away in this inning. Hunter Hudson to the plate. Getting to swing it from the left side here. And he's singled and flown out. Those were against the lefty Smith, so a bit of a different look for the catcher here. Schrader delivers, and it's high for ball 1. Hudson will ask for time. Schrader was taking his time on the mound.
Like many of the Collegians, he's a very patient hitter.
Collegians are getting on base at a remarkable clip this season. And the 1-1. A nasty breaking ball that time from Schrader. Good pitch. The Collegians' on-base percentage as a team is .450. As a team. That's an outstanding number. Hudson himself getting on base at a .396 clip. Or, excuse me, a .456 clip. Shortchanged him there. 1-1, swing and a miss. I was going to say that number seemed a little low. That's his slugging percentage. Hasn't hit for a lot of power, but he's gotten on base. One and two runners at first and second. And solid runners at that in Amador and Jimenez. Here's the pitch from Schrader, and he missed high. So both pitchers having some struggle finding the zone in the inning for the Saints. And they've surrendered the lead thanks to Chris Jimenez, a RBI double. Man ahead of him, Chris Amador tied it up with a walk. Still no one away in the inning for Boulder. 2-2 count on Hudson. Two, rope down the right field line, but that one will drift foul. Had the distance, but did not reach inside the foul pole.
You need distance and direction for a home run. That had one of the two things.
Would have been Hunter's second home run of the season, but instead it will remain 2-2. Back to the screen. So another extended at-bat for a Collegian. Plenty of pitches being thrown by these game day Saints. Let's see just exactly how many. Two and two on Hudson. Here's the pitch from Schrader. And once again fouled away by Hunter Hudson.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
2-2. 84th pitch of the ball game up and coming here. only in the 4th inning. Long at bat for Hudson. He grounds the 2-2 to first. Could be 2. Turned by Munn to second base. They'll go back to first, and they got him there. Nice stretch, actually, out there by the pitcher. Schrader records the double play.
Now batting the left field.
So Schrader flashing those PFPs. I mean, he went into the full stretch splits and everything. So mark it down as a 3-6-1 double play. And here's Nick Arrivo. Arrivo struck out and flown out in this ball game. His dad Steve's in attendance as usual tonight. There's strike one. No offense to Jake Shapiro or anybody else, but I still think Steven Arrivo is my favorite PA announcer we've had here at Scott Carpenter Park. He was wonderful.
It's all right to be wrong. Like, it's okay to be wrong. You're allowed to be wrong.
The 0-1 pitch. Just missing low. 1-1 to the younger Arrivo. Nix takes outside this time. 2 balls and a strike. Even with a runner at third, Schrader has stayed out of the stretch, but working a little slower now that he doesn't have to worry about anyone stealing a bag. Two-one pitch. Fly ball to right. Bailey in, Sackett out, and Sackett can't make the play. They run into each other. I think their gloves collided. Arrivo up to second. The run comes in to score, and you got to blame that one on Sackett. Bailey, I could hear him from the booth calling him off. Sackett was all the way in the middle of right field. That's the right fielder's ball for sure, and now we got to make sure he might be shaken up. So Arrivo makes it to second on the E4, because that's really what it was. And he appears to be all right. But we saw Sackett earlier in the game go out and make a grab in what was not shallow right field, but the middle of right field. And this time he runs into Bailey.
Now batting, number 25, the first baseman.
And allows a run to score and a runner to reach. Amador may have scored anyway on the fly ball as he runs well at third. But now there's a runner at second for Turner Davis with 2 away. Well, he wouldn't have scored as that would have been the third out. Never mind. So a big error in the inning allows another run in for the Collegians.
Yeah, game-changing error there, and the Collegians with their second big inning in the ball game had 3 in the first, now 4 in the fourth.
And Davis hits a one way, way back. That one's on 30th Street. Forget about it. Oh, goodness. There's the cold, but you get the idea. Turner Davis launching one.
Pimp that it, Turner Davis. He pimped the hell out of that. He knew it from the second it was off the bat, and he absolutely put it on the rails.
That ball was mashed. So Turner Davis makes it now a 9-4 ball game.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 2.
Well, I thought my voice was doing better. Apparently not. Fortunately, I'll have a week of rest before the Collegians come back to town. Oh, what a swing from Turner Davis. That ball, that's gone forever. Connor Kostecka, who's had himself a night as well, 4 for 5. Or excuse me. That's 5 for 6. I shortchanged him. 9-4 the score, and Kostecka's going to go now 5 for 7 as tagging the bag there is Munn after knocking down another sharply hit ball from Connor. And that will end the inning. But Turner Davis, a monster home run deep into the Boulder night, makes it 9-4. Collegians with a big lead now. So we head to the 5th on the Collegians Broadcast Network.
Oh, rest in peace.
want to see the pip. I didn't see a pip earlier.
I don't know if we got it.
Can we not?
Oh, yeah, you know what?
Turner Davis has made this a 9-4 ball game here in Boulder. And boy, we're just watching the replay here in the booth. He'd certainly pimped that one. Big Poppy style, kind of the stroll, and then the toss back to the dugout with the bat.
The catcher, Seeger, was not happy about it.
Well, unfortunately for him, Davis hit that one about 700 feet out to left field. So, yeah, he's going to pimp that one. That's the one to do it on.
If you don't like it, throw a better pitch.
There's no ocean in left field, but I'm sure Davis a similar response to
Go
Max
get it out of the
Muncy.
skate park.
Yeah, that one was over the skate park, man. I mean, holy cow! Get it off of 30th Street. 0-1, swing and a miss.
That, quite honestly, might be the longest home run I've seen out to left field here.
There was one hit. Who hit it? It was one of our All-Stars. Who was the participant in the home run derby for the Cougars? I don't remember. But whoever that was, he hit a one about as far as Davis did here one night. It was that game the Collegians walked, that Davis actually walked off, but he hit one a long way. Davis might have hit it further. I don't know. What was that? Yeah, that other home run was Grayson Swanson when the Cougars were here. That was 3 or 4 weeks ago now. Collegians, by the way, swept them in that doubleheader. Davis with the walk-off home run in Game 1. Nick Hall, that double we were talking about earlier from him, was in Game 2 of that doubleheader. 1-2 on Trevor Howard as John Kea back to work on the mound. And, well, with all the excitement and the Collegians batting through the order and Turner Davis going yard, they forgot about how good John Kea was in that fourth inning. Struck out the side. Looking for his fourth strikeout in a row here. 1-2. Fly ball to left center. This one pretty well struck. Amador racing back, and Chris slides and makes the catch. Oh, what a play by Chris Amador. Chris is outstanding in center field. Steady as she goes. He is great. Takes great routes. And, well, he has got the flash when he needs to as well. Drew Sackett,
The second baseman.
who struck out twice, looking to avoid the hat trick against John Kea. So Trevor Howard's hitting the ball well. He's hit 2 home runs, and have Chris Amador rob him of what would have been a double at least. And a swing and a miss from Sackett here. Howard runs extremely well. With how high that ball was, he probably would have gotten to third. Oh, 1 pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. So Kea works ahead of another batter, 0-2. Oh-2 from Kea. Another fly ball to left. This time it's going to drop in between the shortstop Hollinger and the left fielder Arrivo. So Sackett placing it well out there as he's aboard. And Reggie Williams coming up.
Number 13, Reggie Williams.
Reggie's 1 for 2 with a double. Only needs to get on base here, get his team some momentum back. They need a couple of runs. Now they find themselves down 9-4 after a 6-run fourth inning from the Collegians.
What was that like blue one?
1-0 pitch, called a strike.
Did two people leave or just one?
1-1, Kea to Williams. John delivers. And it's right back to the screen again. 1-2 are 1-2 the count on Williams.
It's past your bedtime? No, it's your bedtime.
I don't know.
You don't have bedtime. Lucky.
Well, I do, but I don't know if it's really probably
It's past when.
1-2.
Well, I guess
Line foul down the left field
I don't
line into the
sleep right
park
now,
over
so
there.
bad or anything, or they just put me to sleep, but I like to sleep a lot.
Yeah. I like to sleep in.
This game that was, since the first inning sailing along, has come to a screeching halt thanks to 6 runs. A 6-run through the order inning will do that. John Kea looking to work a quick top of the 5th.
Then my brother falls asleep and I just do nothing.
Time asked for at the plate by Williams. Two and 2 the count. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. And Hollinger slaps the tag on, but not in time. Sackett swipes the bag. So no strike him out, throw him out. But they do get Williams on strikes for the second out. It's John Kea's 4th strikeout of the evening.
Now batting.
And Henry Ryan coming up.
Henry Ryan.
Ryan a double and a ground out thus far. Kea really taking his time here in his second inning of work. He's had a couple batters ask for time against him, but here's his first pitch to Ryan. Swing and a miss as Henry goes after a high fastball.
Funny part is that it sounds like every other sound you know. How it sounds. You call times.
Oh, 0-1 from Kea. Misses low. Hudson was thinking about a back pick to second, but bobbled it. So just kind of collects it and says, oh, I was just throwing it back to the pitcher, you know. Nothing going on. A 1-0. This one out towards Arrivo. Started back on it. Now has to sprint in. Makes the grab and ends the inning. It's another more good work on the mound from John Kea. He works another scoreless frame. 9-4 Boulder. Bottom of the 5th is up next on the Collegians Broadcast Network. bottom of the fifth inning. The bottom of the fifth inning is brought to you by Sanitas' Brewing Company's Everyday Mountain Lager. If you're at the bottom of your fifth, go out and grab yourself a six-pack of Everyday Mountain Lager from our friends at Sanitas Brewing. Pitching change here in the inning for the Game Day Saints with Jimmy Hollinger coming to the plate. New man on the hill is Mike Ziergott.
Jimmy Hollinger.
Ziergott, the first time the Collegians have seen him this year in their 4 games against the Saints. Collegians went through the order last time around. Hollinger led off the big 6-run fourth with a walk. And the first pitch to Jimmy here is outside for ball 1. The 1-0. And Hollinger drives one to left. This one struck down the line and will fall in for a base knock. So Jimmy Hollinger has been aboard twice. Been aboard 3 times. Or excuse me, he's been aboard 3 times. That's right. He's walked twice, singled now. And Johnny Dowse coming to the plate, who also has walked twice.
Now batting, the DH, number 7, Johnny Dowse.
First pitch to Dowse, in for a strike. Couple of signs shaken off by man on the hill, Ziergott. And now he delivers 0-1, and it's fouled off over our heads. It's 0-2 now to Dowse. Oh, 2 on the kid, Johnny Dowse. Here's the pitch. Ziergott called strike 3. What a pitch. Just on the corner. Dowse didn't offer at him. He's gone on strikes. That'll bring up Nick Hall. Hall had that bunt single that loaded the bases last inning. And, of course, you know what happened from there. Chris Jimenez drove in. Well, Amador walked, drove in the tying run. And then Chris Jimenez had a 2 RBI single, gave the Collegians the lead. And later on in the inning, Turner Davis hit one to the moon and back out in left field. Apollo 18 off the bat, Turner Davis. Next pitch to Hall. That's called a strike. Big swing and a miss. Hall went after one out of the zone. Ziergott's got kind of an interesting delivery out there on the hill. Kind of winds up and then uncoils to deliver it. Can be tough to pick up. Especially for a right-hander where it's coming across the body away from you. 0-2 pitch. Missed high with it. It's 1-2 to third baseman Hall. Collegians have scored all their runs in just 2 innings, but those 2 innings have been a 3-run first and a 6-run fourth. So that'll work out for them. One, 2 from Ziergott is low. Count even on Nick Hall. And time asked for at the plate and granted to Nick Hall, who scrapes up some dirt and gets resettled in. Here's the 2-2. And Hall just getting a piece of it. He was way out on his front foot, just threw the left hand out there holding the bat and knocked it foul. Two again to Nick Hall, and it's inside and high. Count runs full. So good work by Nick Hall to battle back to a full count at 3-2. Runner at first, one away. Collegians up 9-4. Here in our Sanitas Brewing Company fifth, bottom of the fifth. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Hall way out on the front full foot as Ziergott pulls the string on him. That's the righty's second strikeout. And up to the plate comes Chris Amador.
Center fielder, number 1, Chris Amador.
Chris has popped out and walked, but that walk was a big one. It was an RBI base on balls that scored the tying run back in that fourth inning, which seems so long ago because it lasted so long. 9-4. Our score as Amador takes a strike. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch. It's an irrelevant question because the coolest person in the booth is sitting over here. 1-1 on Chris Amador. Y'all talking trash now? One. Amador trying to reach base again. Taking off is Hall. The throw down to second base. Oh, excellent throw behind the plate from Seager as he throws out Nick Hall. Or excuse me, that was Jimmy Hollinger, who even runs better than Nick Hall, so an even better throw from Seager, and that ends the inning. Collegians lead at 9-4 as we move on to the sixth here from Boulder. Bailey Seager, who had a nice throw down to second base to nab Jimmy Hollinger in the last half inning, will lead off the top of the sixth inning. 9-4 our score. Collegians up after a 6-run fourth. John Kay has done great work on the mound for him. He's gone 2 scoreless, back on for his third inning of work here. Bullpen is at work, so Kay has relief should he need it. And his first pitch to catcher Seager is inside for ball 1. 1-0 is fouled back to the screen. Isaac Parks is getting loose out there in that left field dugout. Or left field dugout, excuse me, the left field bullpen. Hard to get loose in the dugout. One to Seager. Breaking ball drops in from John Kea. More strike 2. Here's the 1-2. Fastball low. By the way, things are tied down in Arizona between the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. Rockies, in their unfortunate tradition of giving up hits to opposing pitchers, have given up an RBI hit to Robbie Ray, so it's 1-1. Two to Seager. And Bailey watches one bounce away from the catcher Hudson for ball 3. So it's a full count. Okay, his payoff pitch to Bailey Seager. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for John Kea. He's been cruising here in his 2 1/3 innings pitched. And bring up Luke Bailey. Bailey's 0 for 2.
Now batting number 33 is
Luke Bailey goes after the first pitch he sees. Tried to hold his swing up on a nasty breaker from John Kea, but could not. And he's down 0-1. One too far outside from Kea. One. Just misses low. And Kea falls behind. Two 1 pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. Two. It's low. And another full count here in the inning for John Kea. Last one ended in a strikeout for him. Looking for the same result here against the other Bailey, Luke Bailey. He struck out Bailey Seager to begin this inning. Hawaiian deals on 3-2. There's ball 4. So 2 full counts, 1 a strikeout, 1 a walk. And Luke Bailey is aboard. And here comes Jason Hall. The Saints trying to claw back in this one.
number 36, the left fielder, Jason
As they're down by 5 runs here in the 6th. The first pitch to Hall, big swing and a miss. 0-1. Back pick to first. Davis couldn't handle it on the skip. Just knocks it down to keep the runner back at first base in Bailey. The 1-1 missed outside. KS struggling just a little bit here in his third inning of work. 3 innings should be all he goes. 2-1. Throw down to second on the steal. Not going to be in time. It rolls into center. They're going to take off for third base, and reaching it there is Luke Bailey. So the runner moves up 180 feet on the play. And it's 3-1 to Jason Hall. Okay, we'll get a new baseball. Pardon me, that pitch was called a strike, so it's 2-2. Okay, looking for the punch out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and he'll get it right there. Strike 3 called on Jason Hall. And it's the second strikeout of the inning, the 6th strikeout of the ball game for John Kea.
Now batting number 10, Mon.
Zach Munn. 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
John Kea pretty much striking out everyone who's come up to bat tonight. I don't know what he's up to, but he has been on fire.
He's struck out 6 of the 8 outs he's gotten. 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 already here in the 6th. And he's got Zach Munn down 0-2. Munn and Hall, who he just struck out, were strikeout victims of Kea in the 4th inning. He'll look to get Munn again here on strikes. 0-2, 2 away, runner at third, Collegians up by 5. KS sets on the mound and brings home his 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed high. Time asked for at the plate, and after Kea nods yes to a sign, so everybody will reset. Home plate umpire will brush off the dish. Nelson will do some stretching. Munn some practice swings, and John Kea walks off the back of the rubber, now ready to go. One-two pitch from Kea is a breaking ball that bounces about 4 feet in front of home plate. 4-2.
Come on, John. Come on, John.
Okay, nods yes, ready with his 2-2 pitch, and a balk called against John Kea, so no pitch, and the run in to score. So, without recording a hit in the inning, the Saints have scored a run. Bailey walked, stole second base. Hudson's throw went out in the outfield, so Bailey went to third, and then scored on the balk. 2-2 on Munn. That run not of much consequence, as the Collegians are still up by 4. Kea just trying to get out of this 6th inning. Here's his 2-2. Strike 3 called. Nice frame by Hunter Hudson. So Kea strikes out 3 in the inning, but 1 run does come in to score. Collegians still lead at 9-5. Bottom of the 6th is up next on the Collegians Broadcast Network.
Now pitching, number 21, Martinez.
Chris Amador will lead off the 6th inning for the Collegians. New pitcher on the hill is Isaiah Martinez. 4-run ball game here in Boulder. 9-5, the Collegians lead these game day Saints. Ethan Jordan alongside you. Amador was at the bat when Hollinger was thrown out. Trying to swipe second. It was a really nice throw from Seeger behind the dish. So Chris will get another crack at it. 0 for 1 today with a walk. Big walk at that. Drove in the tying run back in the 4th. Martinez's first pitch to him was way upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes.
Collegians 6 runs or 3 outs from a win.
Like the sounds? You like the sounds?
1-0. Missed high. 2 balls and no strikes. That's high and outside again. So Amador way ahead. Martinez has struggled to find the strike zone, to say the least. He hasn't been close with either of his 3 pitches. Either. Any, I suppose, is the word. And the 3-0 is once again way out of the zone. And Amador draws his second walk of the day. So with Chris aboard, here comes the other Chris Jimenez, and what a day this man has had at the plate, especially in this ball game. 3 for 3, 2 doubles, and a huge RBI single that gave the Collegians the lead in the 4th. And the first pitch to Jimenez is called a strike. So Martinez finds the zone at long last. Other pitchers strolling out to the bullpen. Looks like John Youngblood is among them. This one gets away from the catcher as it's high, and up to second goes Amador. So it's 1-1 on Jimenez. Now he's got a runner at second. Looking to add some insurance. Reggie Paris also strolling out to the bullpen. The 2-1 pitch. Popped up. Shallow right center. Center fielder will take over as Howard makes the catch. And Jimenez is retired for the first time in this ball game. Here comes Hunter Hudson.
The catcher, number 11, Hunter
Hudson's 1 for 3. Hudson, a single, a fly out, and a ground into a double play. The old 3-6-1. Runner out at second, one away. Collegians looking for some more insurance. They're up by 4, but, well, they want to ensure that they win this one here. And Hudson takes ball 1 high on a breaking ball. Gotta imagine if the score stays the same, we'll probably see Isaac Parks. If the Collegians score any more runs, maybe Youngblood or Paris. Parks, since moving to the bullpen for the Collegians, has been outstanding. We'll have some time off. Amador takes off for third. Throw down is well in time, and Chris is gone. Seager having none of the Collegians' running game these last couple innings as he's gunned down a couple of guys. Hudson, number down to the third base line, and no play out there for Ryan. And Hudson is aboard with an infield knock. So we'll see a pinch hitter. Kicks Farrell on to hit for Nick Arrivo.
Your attention, please. We have a pinch hitter. Pinch hitting. Number 9 hits Farrell.
Farrell played in game 1. Got the start at third base. Was 1 for 4. And he pops the first pitch he sees from Martinez, and Isaiah will take care of it himself on the edge of the mound. That will end the inning. So the Collegians need 3 more to shake hands. They're up by 4, 9-5. Bottom of the 7th, or top of the 7th, coming up.
How you feeling, Ethan?
Pitching for your Boulder Collegians. Hometown bully, Isaac Parks.
Isaac Parks on to try and close this one out here in Boulder. 9-5 our score. Collegians up here in their final league game of the season. Parks will have to go through the top of the order. Kellen Pete, Trevor Howard, and Drew Sackett. Parks' first pitch is a breaking ball, called a strike. He relieves John Kay, who had 3 great innings on the hill, to give up 1 run, but, well, that was only because he walked a guy, then some ensuing defensive madness and a balk allowed him to score, but other than that, he was terrific. John recorded 7 strikeouts in his 3 innings. Certainly the best day on the hill for the Hawaiian this season. 1-1 here from Parks. Isaac's got a 3.4 ERA, a lot of those runs coming from when he was a starter. Since going to the bullpen, he's been great. His last 3 appearances have come out of the pen. He has given up 1 run in each of them. 1 run in 1 of them. But his last 4 1/3 innings has given him 1 run. He's been good. 3-1 count here to Pete. Honestly, most of his runs come from 1 appearance he had in against Fort Collins, which he got roughed up a little bit. Other than that, his ERA is about 2. And it may raise a bit. This one's deep on the track, and it's gone. Into the ivy. Kellen Pete with a home run to lead off this top of the 7th inning. And the Saints are within 3. And up to the plate comes Trevor Howard, who he himself has 2 home runs today.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 11, Trevor Howard.
Howard hit a long fly ball out to center field that Chris Amador had to slide into the gap to grab. Parks looking for the first out of the 7th. Here's the pitch, way outside, into the left-hand batter's box. In fact, it almost cleared the box. It's a 1-0. Well, things have turned south in Arizona for the Rockies. Jake Lamb, haven't heard that name in a while, hit a 2-run shot. Carson Kelly also with a single. The Rockies are behind 4-1. Collegians, however, here are up 9-6. They're looking to win it here in the bottom of the top of the 7th. 1-1 is high from Parks. It's 2-1 to Howard. Two-one pitch, breaking ball, called a strike. So Parks evens up the count. Looking to get it out after the home run.
Really nice pitch there, Ethan. Finally found the strike zone. Could use that 3rd strike, though, right now.
Here's the 2-2. Malinky Parks delivers, and, well, instead of strike 2, he hits the batter. That's exactly what you don't want to do with 2 strikes. And Howard is aboard. Collegians have arms active in the bullpen in case this just isn't Parks' night. Youngblood and Paris were warming in case the Collegians grew their lead a bit.
So this, if the Collegians decide to go to the bullpen, will be a safe situation now, as this game has become a little more tense than maybe it needed to be.
The tying run is on the on-deck circle. Drew Sackett, the 3-hole hitter at the plate. He's 1 for 3. Infield conferenced at the mound. No coaching staff involved, just the players. And they're all back to their usual spots. First pitch, Parks to Sackett, missed inside for ball 1. Isaac has not had his sharpest command. He's fallen behind both of the hitters he's faced. And now has fallen behind Sackett as well. 1-0. Fouled away.
Jack, just keep playing like crowd moves for defense. Defensive crowd moves. Let's pot it down.
Collegians on the eve of a trip to Kansas, trying to win their final league game. 3-run lead. Tying run is on the on-deck circle. 1-1 pitch from Parks. Swing and a miss. Sackett a big hack. Couldn't come up with anything. And he's down 1-2.
Still looking for the first out of the inning. It's a big pitch to work his way there. And perhaps if he's not able to finish this batter, Sackett, Collegians do go to that bullpen.
Youngblood says he's loose and ready to go. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball missed low. Not a bad pitch on 1-2. But it evens the count up. Mark Goodman looks on from the third base dugout. 2-2 from Parks. Breaking ball called strike 3. Dropped in on the inside corner, front door curveball. And Isaac Parks gets the first out of this 7th inning.
Awesome from the Collegians. Awesome to get that first out finally.
That takes a bit of the weight off the shoulders of Isaac Parks. But this ball game still hangs in the balance. Reggie Williams to the plate. And Williams watches ball 1 outside. So Parks has yet to throw a first pitch strike
There's only 1 out.
into his first 4 batters. Hit Trevor Howard, who's at first. A home run already in the inning, leading off for Kellen Pete. 1-0. Breaking ball misses badly, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. And we seem to have lost our camera angle there, so
We'll guide you through the last part of this game here with maybe no camera.
yeah, so a little radio-style action. 2-0 on Williams. Runner at first, 9-6 our score. Here's the pitch from Parks. Breaking ball drops in on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 2-1 to the DH. Left on right matchup here. Williams the lefty against the righty Parks.
And Parks seems to have settled in here finally.
Runner at first base is Howard. Outfield has him shaded a little deep. Kosteka deep out there and right. As we get the video feedback. Here's the 2-1. Runner takes off. Pitches low. Throw down, and he nabbed him. Nice throw from Hunter Hudson. Clears the runner off the base paths, and the Collegians are an out away.
That was awesome, and that's the Collegians having one of the best groups of catchers, probably the best group of catchers in this league.
Hudson and Jimenez, the main 2 guys. Davis and Douse have filled in at times. So Parks trying to get Reggie Williams here. Bases are now clear thanks to Hunter Hudson. 9-6 the Collegians lead. Parks sets and delivers. That one misses low, rolls back to the backstop, and Williams draws the walk. So no sooner is the base runner erased than there's another guy down to first base, this time with 2 away. And up to the plate comes Henry Ryan. And before Ryan can stand in, Mark Goodman strolls out from the third base dugout. Let's see if this is just a conversation or if he's going to pull Parks.
Number 9, Ryan.
And it appears they're just going to chat. So Isaac Parks, Mark Goodman, and Hunter Hudson conferencing on the mound. Runner at first, 2 away. Collegians up by 3. Henry Ryan the batter. Collegians looking to win their final league game of 2019. They'll go to Kansas for 6, have 2 against the Sterling Express. Then it's time for the league playoffs. A whole lot of league games going on in between then and now, so the standings really up in the air. But the Collegians in 3rd right now. They're a game up on the team they're playing against here, the Saints, trying to make it 2. Here's the pitch from Parks. It's outside in the dirt. Hudson with a nice block, holds the runner at first base. 1 ball and no strikes to Ryan. Outfield shaded him just about straight away. Infield the same. Davis holds the runner at first. Parks ready with his 1-0. The big righty delivers. Pop up on the infield. Jimenez says he has it, and Chris makes the catch, and the Collegians have won their final league game of 2019 as they take the victory here 9-6. In just a moment, we'll have Jake Shapiro down on the field with, well, let's see who he's got. He's grabbed John Kea, who had a wonderful 3 innings of pitching on the hill. And John going to shake hands before Shapiro can grab him, so we'll stick with you in the booth for just a moment. So 9-6 Collegians win.
And thank you for coming to today's game.
As
We'll see
Isaac
you back
Parks
here at
finishes
Fox
off the
Park
game.
on July
What a job by
16th.
John Kea.
Final
3
home
innings
game of the
pitched,
season.
7 strikeouts for the Hawaiian.
Drive home safely.
Turner Davis with a big 2-run shot. Chris Jimenez, what a game he had. 3 for 4 with the double that gave the Collegians the lead in that 6-run fourth. So just waiting for John Kea to join Jake Shapiro down on the field. As we wait for that, Collegians, another look at the standings. They're now 2 games up on these Game Day Saints in 3rd place, and here comes John. And we'll send it down to the field and Jake Shapiro.
Down on the field with John Kea, the pitcher who picked up the win in tonight's ball game. John, you haven't pitched in a couple weeks. You've had some arm issues. To come back out here in a performance like that, how nice and was the whole performance for you?
It was good to get my confidence back. You know, pitching with an arm injury, especially getting a little tender in the arm, is really hard to pitch. So it's good to see that I can, you know, still throw.
You haven't hit above 90 all summer, then you come out after all that rest and you hit 91 tonight. That's got to put you in a really good place.
It puts me in a good mood, but, you know, it would be better to sit 90 rather than just hit 91. But, you know, as every day progresses, you know, you get better no matter what.
You guys played really good ball today in both games. What did you see behind you and in front of you in the field when you were on the bench?
The defense did a good job of making plays. Especially the offense they produced. We've been producing lately, and everybody's been hitting good. The shout out to the boys. But, I mean, I just feel like we're playing more as a squad than, you know, individually. Playing for ourselves. I feel like people are playing for the team now.
You can catch John Kea and the Collegians out in Kansas next week. John, thanks for joining us on the broadcast. Back to you, my partner, Ethan Jordan, in the booth.
Thank you, Jake. We are back here in the booth there. Collegians winning 9-6 as they win the doubleheader. They won the first one against the Sox 11-6. So good evening of baseball for the Collegians. They finished the league season strong, taking down the number 1 and number 4 teams in the league. Let's have a look at those league standings just real quick. The Sox are now 12-4. The Collegians, after their win today, are 2.5 behind them. They rest a game and a half or game behind Fort Collins, and they are now 2 games ahead of the Saints, resting comfortably in 3rd place. They'll head out to Kansas. I don't know if they leave tomorrow or the next day. Either way, they'll be out there for a week or so. We will not be joining them, us, the media team. So take a look at Twitter for updates on the game. Game Changer will be running as well, so keep in touch with your Collegians in Kansas. They'll play 2 in Hayes, 2 in Dodge City, and
Liberal as well.
And 2 in Liberal. Then they'll be back here. July the 16th is their next home date. That's against the Sterling Express. They'll play 1 on the 16th, 1 on the 17th. And then the 19th, the Rocky Mountain Baseball League tournament begins. We'll have the RMBL tournament and those Sterling Express games for you right here on the Collegians Broadcast Network. So this is goodbye for a little while, as we won't be back on the air for 10 days. Any final thoughts from you, Jake Shapiro?
John said it. I mean, that's the best team ball over the course of 14 innings we've seen from the Collegians all year.
I like what John said about the defense. The defense really was solid tonight behind him and the other pitchers on the hill.
And it gave them the confidence to really throw strikes. That's been the problem. The Collegians have good talent on the mound, but their pitch counts have run so high because, 1, the walk rates, but 2, I don't think they have the confidence to throw those strikes, so they kind of pitch around the corners instead.
We were talking in the booth earlier, the Collegians might have the best talent in this league when they play at their best. That just hasn't always happened so far this season. It did tonight, and they took a game from the number 1 team in the league as well as these Game Day Saints. Ultimately, the Collegians are 3-1 against the Saints this season. They're 1-3 against the Sox, and they're in 3rd place heading into the final weeks of league play.
Turner Davis with an absolute bomb. That's how today will be remembered. And Chris Jimenez being Chris Jimenez offensively. The Collegians offense is absolutely rolling, including Kelby Richardson, as they head out on the road to Kansas.
Yeah, everybody's swinging it for them. That's the good news. We'll be back with you July 16th. Keep that date in your calendar. That's 10 days from now. The Sterling Express come to town. That will be our next broadcast. So until then, I'm Ethan Jordan saying so long from Boulder, where the Collegians win a pair against the Saints and the Sox. Good night.